Hello friends, this is our 9th video in our Terraform tutorial series. Already we have covered all the important topics from basics step by step in the previous videos. In this video, I will explain about Terraform Provisioners. That includes what are Terraform Provisioners and types of Provisioners, in which primarily we will focus into File Provisioner and Remote Execute Provisioner. Also, we have a local execute provisioner. We will talk about that during the tutorial. Links related to this video are mentioned in the description, so please make use of it. If you are interested in learning, then please do subscribe now and click nearby bell icon so that you will get the notification of the new videos. What are Terraform Provisioners? Provisioners are like a post setup scripts. So this will help you to perform some extra task once the Terraform has applied the configuration. Like you can copy your file, you can do installation, you can configure your services, you can run any scripts. Here we have a few types of provisioners: file, local execute and remote execute, in which we will primarily focus on file type and remote execute type. That is because since we are using Terraform for infrastructure provisioning, once the resource is created, we need to set up everything on remote. So we need to use only file provisioners or remote execute provisioners. Let's first understand the file provisioner. As the name says, it is a file provisioner, which means from your local machine, we copy some files to the remote servers. So the file must exist in your local so that Terraform will help you to copy those files or directories into the remote servers. So in order to copy, we must have some connection type. Either it must be SSH or WinRM. So this type is only used to copy file or directories. Then the another type is remote execute. This particular remote execute provisioner will help you to run commands in your remote servers. By using this, you can achieve some post task like installation, configuration or any other kind of task. For this kind also we need a connection type. Here I have a folder called workspace demo where I have a list of Terraform resource files, which is provider.tf, where I have mentioned my provider as AWS and the region is US East 1. Also I have one Terraform resource file called main.tf where I have mentioned my EC2 resource section to deploy a EC2 on my target infrastructure. So let's say I have this EC2 resource section. This directory is already initialized but not yet applied. If I run a Terraform apply command, the Terraform will create a EC2 instance for me. But if I want to perform some task like copying files or run some scripts or commands in the target infrastructure, then I need to use the provisioners. On search engine, if you type for Terraform file provisioner, you can click on this link, file provisioner. As I said before, this will help you only to copy files from your local system to target infrastructure. Okay. Here if you see this example, they have used the section called provisioner and the type is file. Here you will use only source and destination. Source is nothing but the path and file name in your local system. Destination is the path on your target system. You can copy a file. Also you can copy a directory. Now we have another type, local execute. If you want to perform something on your local system itself, not on the target infrastructure, on that case we can use this local execute. For example, if you want to create a file, something like text file of your infrastructure IPs, then you can use this kind of provisioners. What IP is allocated for that particular resource that can be written into your local system. Now the remote execute provisioner example is the provisioner section and the type is remote execute, and within inline section we can use all type of commands. For both the case file and remote execute, we need connection type. So here if you see these provisioners connections, you can see the connection block. Okay. So connection block is nothing but we specify the username and IP address, passwords and type of connection should be mentioned in this connection type, so that Terraform will log into that particular instance and will establish the connection for you. Then it can perform the task based on your provisioner type. Here if you see, they have mentioned provisioner file type. Within this provisioner section itself, they have mentioned the connection type. Here they have mentioned the type of connection. Since it is a Linux machine, we can use SSH. If it is a Windows machine, then we can use WinRM, like they have mentioned here. And the user type, root, and the respective password, or if we have a key, then we can use the keys. Okay, I'll be using my key. And the host IP address over here. Here we can use the interpolation model definition. So here you can find all the parameters that support. Here you can use your private key. Alright, so let's go into our Terraform file. If you want to use this Terraform provisioner, we need to use the connection type as well as the provisioner type. So that should be within your resource section, not outside of your resource block. Okay, so here you can open a new section. First we need to define connection block. Just hit enter. From here you can copy the example from the official website, or you can type on your own. So type, by default it has come as I use the Visual Studio Code editor. So yes, I need the SSH type, then user, and I'm not going to use a password. Obviously, since I use a cloud VM, I will go with private key. And here we need to mention to take my SSH key from my local machine. So here you need to use within double quote, you can call your file. Already I have copied my demo v2 perm in this directory, demo v2.pem. So this is the file I'm going to use it. And target host IP. So here we will not aware of the IP unless the resource is created. So we can use the interpolation reference model here, like AWS underscore instance. All these basics are already covered in the previous topics, like how we call the interpolation model. Okay, so AWS instance type, then the server1 dot server1, then dot public IP. These are the basic parameters required for making the connection. Connection type is defined. Now the provisioners type. What are we going to achieve? Are we going to copy the file, or are we going to run the commands? We'll use both. Okay, I'm going to copy my index file. I'm going to install Apache web server, for which I would need to update my repository. I need to install the package. I need to start the service. Okay, assume that it is a web development project. So I will use provisioner type file. Then here source. Since we are copying, we would need source and destination. So source within double quote, my web directory. For example, if I have my web directory something like this, then I can use the directory. I'm going to only use index.html that need to be copied from my local system to target system. Here I have not created my index.html. I will create it later. And what about the destination? Within double quote, you can define any other directory, but I will go with the default. Okay, so this provisioner will make sure that to copy the index.html to the target location. What next? Then we are going to use a Remote-Exec provisioner to run some set of commands. So inline, okay, here you can put all commands like a shell script. Okay, first I will run apt-get update. Then I will run apt-get -y install Apache 2. Then I will start the service. So this is how, based on your task, we need to apply this logic to use provisioner file type and provisioner remote execute. Just end of these each commands, just put comma. We'll apply this configuration. In case of any issues, we'll troubleshoot it. Before that, I need to create a index.html. Okay, this is my simple index.html. So let me apply this configuration. Meantime, we can go to our EC2 page and refresh it. So server 1 resource is created with t2.micro, but still our provisioning is going on. Meantime, we will try to connect to this EC2 server using putty. Okay, the username is Ubuntu because I use Ubuntu server, not Amazon Linux. So accordingly, I need to update my connection type. So the username should be Ubuntu. So let me cancel this, again apply it. So once I have changed this connection type and applied the configuration, if you see, the existing EC2 instance is getting destroyed. I will tell you why later of this session. Okay, here if you see, we got an error like where www.html is not exist. So that is why it is not unable to copy the file. Okay, so what I will do, I will copy this remote execute provisioner before the file type. So it will install Apache 2 and also it will create the default directories. Let me reapply again. Now again, if you see, this EC2 is destroying because it is not a soft parameter. For example, if I change these tags, if I do apply, the EC2 will not destroy, it will refresh it. But these connection types provisioners are kind of a hard resources. So it has to be destroy and recreate the resources. So if you don't want to go for configuration management and if you want to rely with your Terraform, then you can go for this kind of provisioners. If not, I would suggest to go with configuration management too. So we have got a permission denied. Let me check it manually. Refresh the page. Okay, if you see this, the index.html file is created by root user. That is why the Ubuntu user is unable to copy the file into the destination. Okay. So we should have a knowledge on this kind of server setup as well. What kind of command we have to run, what will be the impact, all these things you must be aware of it. Okay. So what I can do here is, So we cannot use sudo or we cannot take the admin privilege while using this file provisioner. Okay. So we need to apply a different logic how we can copy this index files. So file we cannot copy now. What we can do is we can copy this index.html to our home directory. Okay, now what I will do, I will copy this provisioner next to this file. After installation, I can use sudo copy-rf /var/www.html index.html. Let's apply this again. Okay, the configuration is applied. Let me go back to EC2, refresh the page. Okay, so we got one EC2 instance and this is the IP. Try to access this in the browser. Okay, so our index.html is copied to the target instance. That is why I am able to see the response of the index.html. So basically Terraform Provisioners will help us to perform some kind of post setup task. It has multiple types: file, local execute, remote execute. Local execute will be performed only within your local system, not on the target infrastructure. For performing anything on the target infrastructure, then we need to go for file type or remote execute. File type is helpful only when you want to copy a file or directory to the target infrastructure, then use the file provisioner. And if you want to run set of commands, then go for provisioner remote execute type. And if you see, when we do a small changes in these connection types or provisioners, the complete EC2 resource is destroyed and recreated. That is because Terraform is an infrastructure provisioning. So it is provisioning a resource and perform the task what you have mentioned in the provisioner. Perfect. But when you do a changes, how come the Terraform will know it? This is not an actual configuration management tool to perform on top of your server. Okay. This is a post setup script, which means once the resource is created newly, during the time itself, the post script should be executed. But here, once it is provisioned, you are modifying the changes. That is why it is deleting the resource and recreating it again. So this provisioner is only helpful for a lightweight configuration or setup when you need it. If you prefer to manage your state or services using configuration management tool, then go for it. So hope you have got an idea about Terraform provisioners and types and when to use them. See you in the next video. Till then, keep practicing and have fun.
How did you feel? Is it helpful? Appreciate our efforts in the comment section below. Hit like button, share with your friends about us, subscribe our channel to get further updates. Stay connected with us on social networking sites. For more free tutorials, visit our website www.lanetguide.net.